We begin with an update on a tragic murder that occurred the morning of New Year's Eve.
The suspects in this incident have shown a complete, absolute disregard for the safety of anyone in a public place.
When officers arrived on the scene, they found a woman suffering from serious injuries. She died at the scene.
Wagwan, everybody. Welcome to our next episode of Talk the Things podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about a story coming out of Missisauga. This happened at Jungle Nightclub, and it was actually a Malie concert that was taking place that night on December 31st. It wasn't going into the New Year's, but it was like the day before, so it was New Year's Eve. And it's going to be involving a 19-year-old, and this 19-year-old goes by the name of Renelia Richards, and she's from North York, the West area. And her mom, they say, is still living in Jamaica. Now, I try to reach out to the family. My team is working on it, and we want to send all the money that we make off of this video back to her family down there in Jamaica. So if you have any links to her and and you're in the comment section, please put that down there so we can try to get a hold of them. But my team is working on it. And at this concert, it was her sister, and her sister's boyfriend, I believe it was, or it was either her boyfriend. I believe it was her sister, and her boyfriend. And like I said before, it was a Malie concert. Now, what wound up happening was, well, first, before I get to that, Jungle Nightclub, it used to be called Her, right? Her Nightclub. And I heard that place was plagued with crime. And people in Mississauga were always begging the city of Mississauga to lock that place down because the people in the area were traumatized. Like it was a terrible nightclub from what I heard, beer crime. But what wound up happening that around 1:35 a.m. is that they were all lined up. About 100 people were lined up on the outside waiting to go inside. And they said that there was even more, like about a couple more 100 people on the inside. So probably about 300 people in total, when there was a car that I believe drove up and just let go beer gunshots towards the line. And enough of the shots wind up hitting Renelia Richards. And now she was, some sources say that she was rushed to the hospital and was pronounced dead not too long after. But I also seen some reports that said that she was pronounced dead at the scene, that she never made it from when she first got shot. Um, how how we do it, and I have some news clips that I want to play you guys. But before that, I just want to say that she wasn't the target. She wasn't the targeted person. Like I said earlier, they were just shooting up towards the line, and she wound up getting hit. But they said it was a great SUV that they wind up see. And that they've been posting up the SUV and that type of stuff. But what happened was the club closed. Now after this, they finally wind up closing this club because they seen how it this place couldn't work, bro. And then this happened. Now this was a very high profile story because of how young she was, and she was set to start college or university not too long after this happened, just like a few days, I believe it was, right after the new year start back. I want to play you guys a TikTok video that I seen. I believe it's the auntie. I think it's or some family. She wound up posting some stuff, and I also wanted to play you guys a news clip so you guys can see what going on, and then I'll be right back with some more things.
I'm Natalie Johnson. We begin with an update on a tragic murder that occurred the morning of New Year's Eve. The innocent victim, just 19 years old. CTV's John Musselman is standing by live at this hour with the details. John.
Well, Natalie, this young woman died outside the club I'm standing in front of now. It has been now permanently closed, but police say this young woman's family deserves justice. Police say 19-year-old Renelia Richards was a talented athlete who was preparing to start college today, but her life was cut short after a deadly shooting outside a Missisauga nightclub on December the 31st. An innocent victim, investigators say, who was just waiting in line outside the club with her sister and her boyfriend when gunshots rang out.
She was not the intended target and was absolutely an innocent victim. The suspects in this incident have shown a complete, absolute disregard for the safety of anyone in a public place.
The shooting took place around 1:30 a.m. at Jungle Event Space located near Eglinton and Dixie Road. When officers arrived on the scene, they found a woman suffering from serious injuries. She died at the scene. Peel homicide detectives say she was not the intended target and she was an innocent bystander. The gunshots were fired from inside a car that pulled up to the club. Police are still trying to determine the motive here.
It was a scheduled event that tickets have been sold to or sold for. There were approximately 100 people around the side of the premise and the front of the premise. And within the premise itself, there were several hundred.
Police say they are in constant communication with the victim's family, who are devastated by Vanilia's murder. Police are looking to identify an older model gray SUV seen at the scene. Investigators also say the owners of the Missisauga club have voluntarily agreed to close it down. And police tell me the family is asking for privacy as they deal with this devastating news. Anyone with information is asked to call Peel Regional Police or Crime Stoppers. Reporting live, I'm John Musselman. Natalie, back inside to you.
I try really hard not to cry as I'm going through this information, but I first want to just start by saying thank you so much to everybody who has been sending your love, your support, anything. I know there have been a number of people who reached out to me individually, and I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. As a few people have messaged me and just said that they were there that night, they saw her, in her final time. I really hope that if you were one of the people that were there, if you have any information, please contact Crime Stoppers. We are still trying to piece together the information and what happened that night on December 31st, 30th, whatever you want to call it, what happened to my beautiful 19-year-old cousin who was murdered. Senseless gun violence here in the city, but here we are planning her funeral. A lot of people have been asking me information about it, so here it is officially. This is the information. It's going to be on January 27th at the New Haven Funeral Center in Missisauga. There's going to be a viewing as well as a memorial service. There's not going to be a burial here in Canada. As I mentioned before, she is from Jamaica and has only been here for just a short time, so her body will be sent back home to Jamaica and to rest there. Thank you so much to everybody. If this is going to be a public service, so if you would like to attend, please feel free to come out and show your support and love to the family. We really appreciate that. Sorry guys, I said I would try not to cry.
All right, so you guys just seen those videos and that news clip, and I wanted to get into my thoughts about the whole situation, which is I think that it's very, it sucks for her and it sucks for her family in Jamaica because, when you send people to foreign, you wouldn't expect something like this to happen. She just went out to a concert, so imagine how her sister must feel having to see that. I'm sure they were stand up beside each other and everybody had to have seen this and gone through it. It's senseless, and they never really have no reason of why who the man was looking for, if there was any beef or nothing like that. Must been somebody in the line that he knew that was looking for. We don't know if they were trying to shoot Malie down himself. We don't know that, but he did want to put out a statement. I want to show you guys quickly. And he says, I want to extend my deepest condolence to the family of the female who got shot and killed last night while trying to attend my show, and to the innocent injured. Nobody never expect to go to a concert and for this to happen, especially when you go with your family and whatever the case is, and then you have scores set and then all these things. We don't know if she was supposed to ever move back to Jamaica or how long she was in Canada, but we're trying to work on that to get her family contact. So once again, if you guys know her family and have contact to their WhatsApp or nothing, let me know so my team can reach out to them and we will send them the proceeding that we make off of this video. I don't want to make it seem like we just profit off people's tragedy and don't do nothing. So that's what I'm planning to with this video. And if you guys have any thoughts, continue the conversation down below, and we will talk next time on Talk the Things podcast.
Yeah, I'm a pretty little Barbie. Got the body up for goddess. Woman, you wear your own I'm a know you